There are various types of grief. Number one, you've already dealt about the grief of losing someone, a pet, a property, even a job. That's a grief by itself. There are other types of grief. Number one is what we call anticipatory grief. Anticipatory grief, as the name describes it, is grief that has not happened. The grief has not happened, but it's going to happen. For example, if you have a terminally ill person, you know that this person, we are in cancer grade 4. You know that eventually this person is going to die. You have an aging pet that you know in the next 1 or 5 months, this pet is not going to be there. You're about to retire. You're 59.9. You're about to retire. You know this loss is going to come about. And all those things. So anticipatory grief is where the loss has not happened, but you're sure that the loss is going to happen. And for some people, they lose hope. They seem to have lost hope because they know that something is going to come. And that kind of a loss, despite it being anticipatory, it is not such a bad loss because you're aware that it's going to happen. It may give you time to prepare for what is to come. It may give you time to even say goodbye, to prepare you where you're going. The next type of grief is defranchised grief. Defranchised grief is a grief that is not valued by others, or that is stigmatized, or people feel this grief. People don't understand it. People with defranchised grief, they don't mourn openly. The example, those people who mourn someone who has died of suicide, they shame already in it. They stigma in that kind of shame of death, and people grieve with a lot of difficulties. People might minimize a lot what the loss of a job means to you, what a loss of a pet means to you, what a loss of a house means to you. They devalue the loss, the pain that you feel because of whatever loss you have. But as I said, loss is individual. Grief is individual. It doesn't matter what you've lost. It is personal to you. So also sometimes of defranchised loss or grief is when people lose a pregnancy and you're already stigmatized about talking about it. When people lose mpango wa kando, who loses that person who dies and they're not recognized, but you're mourning, but you cannot mourn openly. A person who is either in the LGBTQ, you've lost a partner, a same-sex partner. You can't mourn that partner openly because of the fear of being stigmatized. All these are forms of defranchised grief. Complicated grief, on the other hand, complicated is this grief of a loss. You've lost someone. We say that it takes time and eventually it should end. But when it does not end, you get people who come to you 20 years down the line losing their parents. They have never healed. They still live as if their parents are going to come back. It usually arises from the death of a loved one who left and you got stuck in the state of bereavement. You don't move on. Sometimes you go to church expecting, or familiar places where this person used to go, expecting to look for them. You keep on reaching out to them, yet you know they are not there. You are stuck. That is complicated grief. But what I want to remind you this evening is that if you experience complicated grief, if you experience prolonged grief, pain that is not ending, pain that is not making you go back to resume your daily relationship or your daily living, then you need to talk to someone. It's time that you need to talk to someone so that then you're taken through proper grief therapy.